The views and opinions expressed in this content are that of a continuously evolving nature and are subject to change as humanity evolves into higher states of awareness.
Hello everyone, just Lee again here, and I'm out in this beautiful area close to where I live, just giving little Poppy a walk. And in this video I want to talk about how you can't just think and believe something in order for it to happen. Because what I've noticed is in a lot of the spiritual new age communities, they talk about whatever you think and feel actually manifests, which can be true, but I don't think it is actually 100% true, because in order to make something manifest, first you've got to think it, yes, and you've got to feel what it's like to have that. Or if you didn't have that feeling, you wouldn't make it happen. But then you've got to take the law of action into your own hands and make it happen on the physical world as well. So thinking it and believing it's just like half the battle. Okay, that's just half of what it takes to actually make it happen. So an example of this would be, say for instance, you're going through the dark night of the soul, which many people who are on a conscious expansion journey will go through at some point in your life. You might lose a loved one, you might end a relationship, and you'll feel like you're in like a perpetual nightmare for months. Some people even go years in this state, okay, until eventually you find the power to bring yourself out of it, as well as the law of change. But a lot of these type of people look into the new age communities, the new age spiritual communities, to kind of fix them and make things a lot better for them, which is fair enough. It's part of the journey. You need to learn about all these things before you can understand how they all actually work. But to get yourself out of this negative kind of pattern you're in, which is the dark night of the soul, where every day is kind of a nightmare, you can't just think about being happy, okay? You can't believe you're going to be happy and expect it to just happen, because what you'll find is the more you do this, the more it becomes worse, because you're still focusing on the problem that's making you unhappy, which is the problem that you're trying to fix to make you happy, you see? So because your energy is focused on that problem, you're not going to come out of it, because where consciousness goes, energy flows, you see? So wherever your thoughts go, whether you're trying to fix something, whether you're thinking positive or negative about the situation, that's where the energy is going to go. The energy is going to stay on that situation, you see? So sometimes you get in a negative cycle where you can't fix something because you're constantly trying too hard to fix it. But what's happening here is you're not fixing it with thoughts and action, you see? You're just trying to fix it with thoughts and beliefs and watching lots of things on YouTube, which do give you temporarily, make you feel a little bit better, but the next day you're still the same. So what I want to talk about here is how to overcome that, you see? So for many people, if you're in the dark night of the soul, you can't just believe you're going to get better or try and get better in your head, okay? That works to a certain extent, but eventually you have to do something else to get yourself out of it. And one of the things you have to do, one of the things I'd recommend, is really change your situation. Come here, Poppy, come here. Really take yourself out of your comfort zone, where you happen to be when you're going through this perpetual nightmare. Take yourself out of that, use the law of action, really change your life, okay? Like, even if it means leave your house, go and stay at one of your friends' houses, okay? Even if it means that. If you can, move house somewhere totally different. People say that you do take your mental health with you wherever you go, but if you're stuck in that same cycle and you're seeing the same walls and everything like that, it's only going to make it worse if you keep trying to make it better without taking any action. So what I'd recommend is, like, really, to bring yourself out of this, you have to really make some big changes in your life, okay? Like, really push the boat out, come out your comfort zone. That's the action part, you see? So the thought part and the trying to fix things just by thoughts and beliefs doesn't necessarily work 100%. Yes, the law of attraction will bring opportunities to you because you're thinking and feeling that. It'll bring all the opportunities to you, but sometimes people are in a state where they can't actually see those opportunities because they're so caught up in this vicious cycle of bad mental health and depression and anxiety and loneliness, which was what I went through when I went through my dark night of the soul. Every day was like a nightmare, and the only thing that brought us out of it in the end was the fact that luckily I met my partner, and she said that I could move in with her for a while, so I did that, and that's the only thing that kind of brought us out of that. But another thing I will say about this is, if you're going through this negative experience in your life, it does teach you the inner love that you need in order to radiate that light, which will bring the opportunities to you. Okay, so eventually the universe is going to bring you out of this anyway. But just be careful when you're thinking about this and watching multiple YouTube videos trying to fix your own mental health issues, trying to fix your anxiety, your depression, whatever it is you're going through, because that on its own may not work. Okay, you have to take the law of action as well. You have to really make a change in your life. You have to really switch from one paradigm to another before it would actually start to fix your mental health, and you go from that negative momentum to the positive momentum. And when you get on that positive momentum, that's when the law of attraction starts bringing more positive things to you, and then all the things you want to do in life will start coming to you. But what's interesting about this as well is not many people can get to a stage in life where they can reach these heights of total happiness without going through very, very bad experiences like the dark night of the soul. Because if you haven't gone through these experiences, you don't really appreciate the good experiences enough to be fully happy with them. You see what I mean? This is why a lot of rich people out there in the world who have got lots of money are quite unhappy, you see, because they haven't been through enough bad experiences yet, which will come to them, by the way, because of the way they act and because of the way they act with money, etc. But because a lot of them haven't been through those experiences yet, they don't appreciate the money they've got, so they just take it for granted. And that happens everywhere you go. Now, most people you see when you go out on the streets, a lot of them who haven't been through these really harsh dark night of the soul experiences, yes, they seem okay, but they're missing out on parts of life which someone who's been through them experiences can see, because they're on a different vibrational frequency where they can literally appreciate things on a whole new level. And a lot of people you see out there who haven't been through these experiences don't see them on this level, so they kind of take them for granted. This is why when you go in restaurants, coffee shops, etc., there's people eating the food, but they're not appreciating the food. You see, they're just thinking about other issues in their head, or talking to the friend about such and such who's been slagging them off behind the back, and all these issues that are in a lot of people's lives that bring them up eventually to the dark night of the soul, because these issues make them lash out on people, do these horrible things, and then it all comes back to them with the law of karma, and then eventually they end up in a situation where they lose someone because of their actions, and they have to go through the dark night of the soul. And this is what's happening to everybody eventually, because we're all on the same spiritual evolution, conscious expansion ladder. So I hope you understand that, guys, and I hope if you're going through the dark night of the soul at the moment, or you've been through, I hope you resonate with what I'm saying here. And if you know anyone going through the dark night at the moment or struggling with the mental health, just pass this video on to them, and please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'm gonna head off now because it's freezing here in England. And have a nice day, guys. Thanks for listening today. See you on the next video.